Liberia has declared a state of emergency as it's struggling to contain this deadly outbreak of Ebola.
By transmission from infected animals like fruit bats and chimpanzees, it's then passed between humans via direct contact with blood or bodily fluids. There is no vaccine, no treatment, and the virus kills up to 90% of those infected.
The virus passes from human to human through broken skin, wounds, mucous membranes, blood, or a contaminated environment or equipment.
Once the Ebola virus enters the cell, the Ebola virus will release all its content, the genetic material, the nuclear protein, and once it replicates all its content and all its genetic material, it will all be packaged up again to create multiple Ebola viruses.
One of the deadliest viruses that we know of, it causes something known as hemorrhagic fever.
Symptoms include severe fever, weakness, muscle pain, headaches, and a sore throat. This generally develops into vomiting, diarrhea, rash, impaired kidney and liver function, and sometimes internal and external bleeding to death.
This is Ebola's perfect storm. The sense that it has hit countries that didn't know that it exists.
As the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention issued its highest level alert for the health crisis.
Desperate times are calling for these desperate measures, and that it's only by containing people in their communities that they're going to be able to contain the further spread of this Ebola outbreak.
When an entire country is affected, you can't put an entire country in quarantine.
Doctors and hospitals on high alert. One patient in New York in isolation and tested for the deadly virus as the plane carrying the second infected American aid worker completes its 5,000-mile trek set to land in Georgia this morning.
We are taking this very seriously at the highest levels of government.
We have done a lot at CDC and we'll be doing a lot more in the coming days and weeks to inform and empower.
Recent treatment of 2 health workers infected with the Ebola virus with experimental medicine has raised questions about whether medicine that has never been tested and shown to be safe in people should be used in the outbreak.
The fear of Ebola is fraying nerves and ringing false alarms across the country.
Panic that has tanked the stock market and left people fearful that their children will get sick at school is counterproductive and lacks basis in fact or reason.
This isn't a situation where individuals are magnifying the risk of it, the awfulness of it. It's they're magnifying and tending to overestimate the probability of getting it.
We need to concentrate our energy in the right places, and that is paying attention to people that are sick.
There are a variety of substances that are under experimental investigation in several parts of the world.
There's ZMapp, one of a few experimental drugs in the pipeline. It's shown the most promise.
ZMapp is made by injecting mice with a protein from the Ebola virus. The mice then produce antibodies to cripple the viral protein, and scientists then genetically modify those antibodies for human use by combining them with fragments of human antibodies.
Survivors' blood plasma contains tiny antibodies that attack the virus and fight off an Ebola infection. The idea is that a blood transfusion could get those antibodies inside sick patients. The third option is a vaccine. These are trials currently underway in the UK using healthy volunteers. The vaccine itself is made using an unrelated virus from a chimpanzee as a spine that is then combined with small bits of the Ebola virus.
The World Health Organization has put these vaccines on the fast track. The Canadian government has shipped 800 vials of its vaccine to the WHO in Geneva for testing. And GlaxoSmithKline estimates that it could begin a large-scale human trial involving 12,000 Liberians and 8,000 Sierra Leoneans in January. If the trial is successful, the first vaccine for Ebola could be ready for release by April.
To those at risk, help is on the way, and things will get better providing everyone keeps their promises and acts really quickly.